Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak, Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, pushing this 100% truth of the gospel, waking up and sealing the elect of the nation of Israel through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. And a salutation to you, sincere Archimedes, that are pushing this gospel in righteousness and sincerity. Alright, so what I'm going to go into today is, the protests that have been going on in Nigeria concerning the whole NSAS matter. I did a video previously about it, and I actually made a video about it, and the video was subpar, it was below average, it was below, it wasn't done properly and in the order as it was supposed to be. I know the most I threw is, the most I put the spirit on a certain brother, Shama Wa'ala of the I don't really know which camp he's in, but that's his YouTube handle, Shama Wa'ala Yahawada. I know Tawara to that brother because he made an excellent video. He covered for me. I made an excellent video about the whole situation about this NSARS movement and the whole SARS situation that is going on here in Nigeria. So what I just do right now is I'm going to bring out some of the things I've been noticing, the same things I've been noticing just looking through this, just looking with that spiritual lens, with that spiritual eyesight that the Most High had blessed me with, speaking on the different things concerned, different things that have directly or indirectly affected what is going on right now, which are these protests that are starting out, that started out here in Nigeria, that would most definitely escalate to more places, in the African continent. Alright, so these protests right now are going on as foretold by the men of the Lord. And when I say the men of the Lord, I mean the men of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, no other God, which are the apostles and the elders and the brothers of Great Millstone, and the other camps that teach the 100% truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, these men of the Lord. And we've been talking about these things. And I remember watching the videos of the videos like for example the elder Apostle Tahar, the elder Malcolm are talking about how we'd have more protests, we'd have more people bringing out more people going out, and basically marching and rebelling against the government. That seditious spirit will be going out, and nobody has pushed second Esdras the 15th chapter more than the elder Malchama. And that's what's going on right now. That second Esdras the 15th chapter, that spirit has been sent forth throughout the whole earth. So let me just quickly go to that, just get that first. Let's see here. Sakya. Let me just quickly jump to it. Second Esdras, the 15th chapter. I'll go straight to the point. Here it is. Second Esdras 15 verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another and swords in their hands. And these are the times that are soon coming. People basically going into the race wars and the riots and Jacob's trouble that is about to be brought upon the earth. For there shall be sedition among men. And if you go into the meaning of the word sedition, it just basically means rebelling against the government, rebelling against authority, against rule, which is what these protests are about. Whether we're talking about the protests in Nigeria or the ones that are still going on in the US about Black Lives Matter, or the ones that are going on in all these other nations, Israel protesting the lockdowns, the European nations protesting the COVID lockdowns, all over the earth. That spirit has gone out throughout the full corner of the earth, and this is something beautiful. This is what the Most High has done, and as the scripture says, it is beautiful in our sights. All right, and continue. And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their action shall stand in their power. And that is the spirit they are seeing right now, because these protesters, they don't give a shit, they don't give a damn. That's, excuse my language, about their leaders, about the presidents, about the people that they've elected in office. They don't care about what they think. They don't care about how they feel about this. They don't care about the what they do with their authority. All they want is that they want their demands to be met. They want to have that freedom of movement. They want to have that freedom. They want to have that freedom of not. They don't want to be shackled down the way that they are, oppressed in this society, in Esau's kingdom, in the way that they are. That's basically what all these protests boil down to. Esau is basically using, the fact that he's in rulership right now to oppress all the nations. And scripture says that he has oppressed. Let me go to that, and I forgot how it goes. The nations are mad. Okay, here it is. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand, that's made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. I know there was a time when these nations were happy to take Esau's doctrine. And speaking of all nations, including here in Nigeria, we were more than happy to drink Esau's wine, to take his doctrine, to believe in everything that he believed in. But now, now that you're seeing the downside of it, now that you're seeing the repercussions of it, which is basically what the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai falling upon you. Now you're mad. Now you don't want this anymore. You're basically thinking in your mind, this isn't what I signed up for. This isn't how it was supposed to be. And now you're rebelling against rulership. You're rebelling against authority, thinking, using these carnal protests, believing that is what is going to save you when it's not. Because you have Israelites here in Nigeria and other Nigerians all over the earth, joined in this NSAS protest. I'm using this one as a case, because we have tons of other protests going on, not just this one. But this is the one I'm using because this is the one I've been watching very closely. But this is the reason why here at Great Millstone we don't support these protests. Because alright, you have Israelites, lighting up candles for the dead, kneeling and shaking their fists in the air, doing all these theatrics, all in the name of taking a stand for injustice. When all you had to do is come back to your power, repent, go back to the Most High, how about Hashem Yahushai? Because all these things that you are doing is going off. First of all, why are you lighting up candles for the dead? Why are you doing this? Making this thing, what they call it? Doing these Slaka, what I meant to say is offering strange fire. The Most High did what he killed two of Aaron's first. He killed Aaron's two sons because of this same thing. They offered strange fire. They offered strange fire unto the Most High. This is the same thing our people are doing by putting up these candles, lighting up these candles for the dead. Even the scripture said that you shall not print any markings on your flesh. And let's go to that. That is in Leviticus 19:27. I know this isn't. I know, of course, they're not printing anything in their body, but it's telling you that you should not do anything. You should not do any great ceremony in remembrance of the dead, because that is a heathen custom. It is not for our people. Right. So this is the book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. And then you also go to another one. It goes something like, you shall not make baldness on your head for the dead. It's like, let me see whether I can get that. Alright, so let me just use this one. Leviticus chapter 21, verse 1. And Yahweh said unto Moses, speak unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, there shall none be defiled for the dead among his people. Alright, so that's something I wanted to point out, showing that, talking about how our people are going off by making these candles in memory of the dead. We don't do those things. We don't light up candles, in memorial of the people that passed away. Even Yahushua said to his disciples that let the dead bury their dead. In this thing of ours, once somebody dies, it's really okay to mourn, but you just take it in stride and you have to move on, because we know what we're fighting for. We know that as scripture says, to be absent from the body is to be present with the Most High. At the end of the day, they are with their Father. Let's just let know it's a sad situation, but we move. That's the term that they're using in this NSAS a lot right now. It's a sad situation, but we move on. That's the most important thing. Move on to the kingdom. We'll meet them again there. I should just say that. And we all know why these people died. We all know why all this death is happening. Why all these protests is happening. Why Jake is catching so much hell. That they have lost so much things, that the only thing that they have left to lose is their sanity. Because they did not consider, as scripture says, the Most High smote them, but did not consider it. The Most High, he played them, but they did not lay it to